Welcome to SR Concepts. I am Ravi Verma, and in this video I am going to start the chapter number 7, that is Conservation of Plants and Animals, from your NCERT textbook of science for class 8th. So what we have to learn in this chapter is being indicated by the title also. The title is Conservation of Plants and Animals. So why we should conserve means conservation means saving, right? So we should save plants and animals. So the topic will be why we should save plants and animals and how do we save plants and animals. Okay. Now in class 7th we have discussed that Paheli and Bujo has visited a forest along with Professor Ahmad and Tibu. When they returned to the school, they shared their experiences with other children also. In the same way, many students visited Bharatpur Sanctuary, some students visited Kaziranga National Park, some visited Lok Chau Wildlife Sanctuary, some visited Great Nicobar Biosphere Reserve, and some tiger reserves. So here you see that three terms are being used. One is sanctuary, the other is national park, and the third one is biosphere reserve. Sanctuary, national park, and biosphere reserve. These are the protected areas, means the areas in which the plants, animals, and the people living here are being protected. Means these areas are protected by the government. Okay, so what is the reason why we should protect? We should make the protected areas, like why should make a sanctuary, why should make a why should earmark the wildlife sanctuary, why national park, and why the biosphere reserves. So what is the need for making protected areas? So this is all what we are going to learn. Okay, so if we want to learn why we should conserve plants and animals, we should first understand what is the importance of plants and animals. Dear students, as you know that most of the plants and animals live in forest areas, right? So what is the importance of forests? In forests there are a large number of trees. These trees give us a large amount of woods, timber. They give us a number of different types of substances, different types of medicines, right? And they give us fruits, they give us vegetables, and not only this, there are many animals from which we obtain a number of different types of products. Also, the forests are very important in maintaining the balance of the nature. You know that the forests, the plants and the trees, they remove carbon dioxide from the air, and in this way they maintain the temperature of the earth. You have studied the water cycle also in class 6. You know that the plants and trees are very important for water cycle. They maintain the patterns of rainfall, they are the cause of rain. So this is all the importance of forests for our atmosphere, for our environment actually, right? So there are a practice that is called deforestation, which is very harmful. What is deforestation and what are its causes, we are going to learn here. So what is deforestation and what is its cause? You know that we cut the forests, that means we are cutting the trees in the forest. This is called deforestation. And why do we do this? What is the purpose? What is the cause of deforestation? The cause of deforestation is written here. First is for procuring land for cultivation. We cut the trees for making an agricultural land, a land on which we will grow the crops. So we generally cut the trees just to make a land for cultivation. Second, building houses and factories. And the third is making furniture or using the wood as a fuel. For these purposes we cut the tree we do deforestation. Now, as we do deforestation, the important is what are the consequences of deforestation. Okay, so the consequences of deforestation can be summarized in such a manner that first of all we cut the trees. When we cut the trees, then there is lesser number of plants or lesser number of trees available to remove carbon dioxide, and because of this there is global warming. There is global warming. Yes, global warming. Okay, now because of global warming there are diversified or different types of consequences of deforestation. First, due to global warming the glaciers are melting, and because of this water level is increasing in the seas and oceans, and this leads to floods in coastal areas. Okay, second is because of global warming that is caused due to deforestation, there is a disturbance in water cycle, and there is decrease in rainfall, and this causes droughts, right? So this causes droughts also. So here you see, because of deforestation there is drought, there is flood, and there is one more thing that is called desertification. What is the desertification? You know that when there are trees or when there are plants on a soil, then rainwater does not flow straight, but it goes down, percolates down into the soil, and because of the soil becomes, because of this water the soil becomes fertile. All right, so when there are trees there is enough amount of water in the soil, and also the trees and plant leaves fall on the ground, they get decomposed, and they produce decomposed organic material in the soil. Because of this also the soil becomes very fertile. But when we perform deforestation, when we cut the trees, right, then what happens, that the soil gets eroded. That takes place the soil erosion, in which the water comes, the rainwater comes, and the topsoil gets mixed with water and flows away. In the same way, if there are no plants or trees, then even strong winds can cause soil erosion. That means removal of the top soil. All right, so when the soil is removed because of absence of trees and plants, the lower rocky surface of the soil or rocks are exposed, and in this way that area gradually turns into desert, and this process is called desertification. So dear students, let us discuss these consequences as written. I have explained you. Now we should read these consequences as written in this NCERT textbook. First of all, Paley and Bujo recalled the consequences of forest deforestation. What are these? They remember that deforestation increases the temperature and pollution level on the earth. The increase in the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and also the groundwater levels get lowered. They know that deforestation disturbs the balance of the nature, and they were told by Professor Ahmed that if the cutting of trees continues, the rainfall and the fertility of the soil and rainfall will decrease. Moreover, there will be increased chances of natural calamities such as floods and droughts. So there are a number of consequences of deforestation. So because of deforestation there will be increased number of floods and droughts. Now what we have also discussed this one, that recall that the plants need carbon dioxide for the purpose of photosynthesis. Fewer trees would mean that less carbon dioxide will be used up, resulting in its increased amount in atmosphere. This will lead to global warming as carbon dioxide traps the heat rays reflected by the earth. The increase in the temperature on the earth disturbs the water balance or water cycle and may reduce rainfall, and this may cause droughts. Okay, so drought is that situation in which there is a very little amount of rainfall or there is no amount of rainfall, and because of which the soil is becoming unfertile. Okay, now we have also discussed the desertification. Though deforestation is a major cause which leads to change in soil properties. The physical properties of the soil get affected by plantation and vegetation. How trees prevent soil erosion, we should recall. Fewer trees result in more soil erosion. Removal of the topsoil, this is important. Removal of the top layer of the soil exposes the lower, hard and rocky layer, and this soil has less humus and is less fertile. Gradually, the fertile land gets converted into deserts, and this is called desertification. Now another consequence, deforestation also leads to decrease in water holding capacity of the soil. Yes, water holding capacity of the soil is decreased when there is no trees in the soil. The movement of water from soil surface into the ground, that is infiltration rate, is reduced. So floods are also caused, right? So floods are caused because of this. Alright, so here you see, dear students, that there are a number of consequences of deforestation, right? We have seen how floods are caused because of deforestation, and how droughts and desertification is caused. The fertility of the soil is decreased, the groundwater level is decreased, right? And the soil becomes infertile, right? So this is all a complex network of consequences of deforestation. So this is why we should conserve the forests. In the next video we will discuss about different types of protected areas such as wildlife sanctuaries, national parks and biosphere reserves. We will also learn about the visit of Paheli and Bujo and their classmates to the Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve, where they will visit Bori and Pachmadi Wildlife Sanctuary, right? So thank you for watching this video, and please learn it and make your notes also. Thank you.